Okay, let's slow down for a second, guys. I was at 500 subs just the other day, like 3 days ago, it feels like. And now we're almost at 4,500, maybe approaching 5K, the rate things are going. Like, what is going on? Boy, do I look dumb now after all of that, after everything that has happened on my channel. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. We hit 30K. Actually, video's called, it's 30K, but the actual number is like 33K something. It's a crazy number. In honor of hitting that crazy milestone, I will be answering your guys' questions about me as a person and about my content in general. Also, some questions about voice acting, of course. Worthy Frey? I saw this question beforehand. I just need you to know you're a goddamn rascal, all right? You're a goddamn rascal. What inspired you to be an actor? I think that I've spent my whole life pretending in various forms, whether it be in my art or with, like, when I was super young, I would play with Legos and I would try to imagine shit alongside that. And I would always be like one of those types of kids that would go outside and play with sticks, like till I was probably like 11, where you go out and you hit each other with sticks and be like, on guard, and like LARPing essentially, but for kids, where it's more normal. But I did that for a while, and I think I've always just been into that aspect of just becoming a character, and this acting thing seems to come naturally to me in some certain aspects. I'm not an expert. I'll never say that. I'll never say that. Never even once. I'm a beginner in every way, shape, and form. But I'm told I have talent, and I want to pursue it. That's the whole idea of this channel. I want to spread the word of my possibility of being like part of something bigger, you know? But also this channel is also about me expanding my arsenal of voices, because I want to challenge myself, and I kind of want an audience, because I like to error test things, you know? Yeah, essentially, I think it's more like I fell into it, and I had a natural propensity to it, I guess. When not making videos, do you always play as Mirage, or do you switch it up and play as someone else? Sometimes, yes. I actually do it in some of my videos now, actually, so both. I play Mirage regardless most of the time, because I want the stats. I want the stats, like decoys created, kills, damage, all that stuff. I want to keep that going. But I like Pathfinder. It's funny as that is. Do you like pork chops? The Zombot04 says. Yes, I like meat. I like meat. Yep, I do. A majority, not all meat. Not all meat. Not all meat. Most meat. Pork chops, pretty good. Who is your personal favorite voice actor or inspiration for becoming a voice actor? P.S. Keep up the amazing work, and here's to 100K. 100K what? Are you like excited for 100K subs? Here's to optimism. Like, power to it, but like, I would have to say the voice actor that might have inspired me the most would probably have to be Jason Douglas. And this is because one of the impressions that I spent the most time honing my craft with, or honing the ability to do impressions with, was Lord Beerus, the character voice, which was made by Jason Douglas. And I love his take on the character so much that, like, I follow him outside of like Dragon Ball, and it's just I don't know, I just loved his take that much to where I just feel like he inspired me a little bit more so than any specific voice actor did, if that makes sense. Liam, he asked me, are you going to be a full-time YouTuber? I mean, if the money's there, I'm here. Dude, guys, I love this shit. Okay, YouTube is a blend between two things that I absolutely love. Okay. Being creative, editing videos, memeing it up in a creative and fun way for you guys to enjoy, mixed with voice acting. It's a unique blend, kind of, with content, a little bit, but I also love it. Because like, seriously, voice acting is all... I've said this so many times. My favorite thing. Okay, like, I'd love to do this full time. I would, but the money's got to be there. And the only way that I can know that the money is there right now is in Twitch, which I'm not doing half bad in, but not enough to quit my job and be full time. Because right now my workload is just about as bad as it should get. I think it's good enough, though. But yeah, I'd like to be, essentially, but I can't yet. We're getting there. One day, maybe. Hear from either Respawn or Roger Craig Smith about your impression. Any games, movies, TV shows that you want to be in? Well, that's 2 questions, dude. What the fuck? To answer your question in a little bit of a different way, I have not heard from them, but I know that they know of me. So, they're aware of my antics. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I'm not sure the information I've been given was supposed to be given out, but there it is. There's some of it. Did you ever think? I assume you thought. I assume. The stroke is spreading. Did you ever think your content would explode as much as it has? No, I really didn't. I didn't think that at all. Not even a little bit. I was at 5. Seriously, I was getting like 1 sub a day. Maybe not even. Like, there would be days where I'd get none. I was at 500 subs. I was a 500 sub Andy. Like just a couple weeks ago. And here we are now. There's a lot of you. I feel more responsible. Like, I just don't know what to do with it. I'm just gonna roll with the punches, I think. I think that's what I need to do. If you had to choose one, who is your favorite character to do an impression on and why? I want to say Junkrat. Because when I'm in that character, I just tap into the crazy. And it can be kind of fun to do that. Like, I don't know why. Just like, you gotta let loose when you're Junkrat. You gotta be a little bit more like... You gotta be a little bit out there, like, explodey, alright? It's his personality. It's how it is. It's fun to portray. Like, I love the character. He's fun. Jim the Real asks me, do you like buns more than bread? Well, buns are good. Wait, is that a sex question? Is that like one of those questions that's like sexual? You don't know it? Because like I'm a boomer and I don't understand things? Okay, well, no. I like both. But, thing is, buns are better by themselves. I could eat a bun by itself easily, but bread, I eat quite a bit of it, so it's, I don't know, much more functional. A lot of things you could do with that shit. Well, actually, not that much. There's a lot of sandwiches. Fire Shard asks, when did you first discover your talent for impressions and voice acting? This is a loaded question. There's a lot of history to this one. So we could trace this all the way back to when I was in middle school, actually. At that time, I had a different set of impressions, though. I was a bit of a class clown in kind of an unconventional way. I was the type of dude that you would go up to and be like, hey, do this voice. But it was for only Family Guy voices, like straight up. I did Herbert. Can't do it anymore. My voice was very different back then. Gotta keep that in perspective. I did Herbert. Greased Up Deaf Guy from Family Guy. Very obscure character. Very stupid. Funny, but stupid. And then I played, what was the other one? Cleveland. A little bit of Cleveland. That was funny. But those impressions are like gone. I don't do them at all anymore. But that was just in middle school. Like I remember being in high school football, and we're just running around in the warm-up time. Like there was a 10 to 15 minute warm-up period before every practice that we would do. And they would always, everyone during that time, I remember multiple times where people would come up to me and be like, hey, do Greased Up Deaf Guy or whatever. Like, it was ridiculous. But then I completely stopped doing any impressions of any kind under like the pressure of being asked to do it. I mean, I might have done a little bit on my off time, living in my parents' place, but I went off to college, and living in dorms, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. The voice acting thing, no. But thing is, I was living in a house for the longest time. Moved out of that, still in college all this time, and I get my own place eventually. I've been living solo for almost 2 years now, and once I got to the solo place, I guess I had this ability to play video games and not give a shit about what people thought around me in like the building. I mean, like, I know my neighbors, but I just didn't need to worry because I don't know. Essentially, I had the freedom to just talk, like at will, and experiment with my voice, which is something that I do a lot, which is why I've been able to flex it all over the place to different voices, and it all amassed to me discovering that my voice was extremely malleable, and that I could tune into a lot of different accents and a lot of different types of tones, and the texture of my voice lent itself well to it. And it all just kind of added up in the last 2 years that maybe I was not, I don't want to get like corny, but maybe I was destined for this. Like, this is just something I'm gifted at, and I want to pursue it, but kind of hard sometimes, remember. But yeah, if that answers your question, there you go. Wardrobe change, guys. Sorry, I recorded this on 2 separate days, so don't worry about it. All right, from Gen X Gravy on the Discord. When did you start voice acting, and what's the best advice you have for beginners? Okay, so I'm not an expert. I'm never gonna say that. I do have some latent abilities, yes, and I do have some experience, but not a lot of it. I'm barely past the beginner stage, but I can offer you some advice in that regard. What the big thing would be to get a better mic. First and foremost, it's voice acting. You want to have some sort of quality. One of the most cheapest methods that I chose, which is the microphone I have, which is the Blue Snowball. It costs like $35, not expensive, gets the job done, and as you can hear from all of my videos, the quality is actually pretty nice. So, highly recommend this one. But you start there, then what you want to do to get your foot in the door and to get some experience is go to a website I highly recommend, castingcall.com. There's plenty of websites, plenty of them, but this one, pretty nice. It's got a lot of like little ways for you to get auditions and easily audition for stuff with your newfound Blue Snowball or Yeti or whatever the fuck mic you have. But anyways, you go there and start auditioning. You start auditioning, like, get some roles. Next step up would be to consider your location, and especially if you're in the U.S. I don't know what it's like in anywhere other than the U.S., but in the U.S., a big percentage of voice acting jobs are in New York and Los Angeles. So if you're around those areas, you're good. But if you want to get some in-person work, you probably want to be around the LA area. What was going through your head the moment your video began to blow up? Mostly, it was mostly just blind confusion, like, what's going on? Why is it happening? I'm very confused. And there was a lot of terror, mostly. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. What brought you to Apex and Mirage in general? Well, what brought me to Apex was the game coming out. Everyone kept saying how good of a game it was, and I wanted to give it a try. And all my friends were playing it too, so that was a plus. We had them playing it, I was playing it, I was enjoying it for a good bit. I quit for a while, but in between the first like couple of weeks of Apex and Season 3, I had a lot of encounters with people, and I had one specific encounter, one person who told me that my voice sounds like Mirage. Okay, and I was just talking. He just kept telling me, "Hey, you're just talking right now. It already sounds like it." He was the first person to tell me that, and it was in a custom lobby of Overwatch, and I started one day. I decided to hop into Apex and try the impression. I started listening to a couple voice lines. I realized it kind of just wasn't hard for me to get really close to it really quickly, because I have no idea. It comes naturally, I guess. What kind of community are you trying to build through this? I'm trying to build a community of people who appreciate voice acting and appreciate, I guess, characters in general in video games, and but also I also want to inspire a kind of a generally wholesome vibe. But also there's the dank memes. You can't forget about those. I'm trying to build a wholesome dank meme empire, I think is what's trying to go on here, but who knows? It's changed quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, so we'll see where it goes in the future. Okay, when is your actual birthday? Because the meme of it's Razor's birthday just keeps coming up every 5 seconds. My birthday is August 10th. You just learned something. You learned. You can't say happy birthday anymore. It's not a thing. I'm sorry. It's just not. What made you approach this kind of content and why? Okay, I suppose I'd imagine you're talking about the Mirage content. Here's the thing. I've always enjoyed FPS. Okay, I have always enjoyed FPS, and Apex was a fun FPS. Like from day one, I enjoyed it. But it got a little bit stale after a while. But then I came back and it was super fun with season 3 coming out and duos and Shadowfall. Like they've been hitting the marks recently. So I've been enjoying it. What made me approach this kind of content was the FPS part. I wanted to record something that wasn't VR chat. It was getting a little bit stale. I wasn't super enjoying it at the time, and then it also blended another thing, which was the voice acting, which I discovered I had a character in the game that I could sound like nothing. Like it was really cool. So I blended that, but also trolling people in game. The last couple of years I've been doing that a lot more often. I haven't always been like this. I've always been communicative when I'm in video games, but never that much. Nowadays I do it for the entertainment of others, and it's I'm a troll. I can be, at least. Most of the time, I am one. I'm sorry. TikTok when? It also says no. There's a couple people who disagreed here. Do people want a TikTok? I don't know. I don't really understand how that shit works, really. So, like, if you want a TikTok, I'll make one, but I don't really need it. I'm on so many other platforms right now. I need like a social media manager. It's unreal. Did you even think you could go from someone who played characters on VR chat for shits and giggles to streaming and having a following this large? No, I never expected it to get this big. Well, I didn't expect it to get this big this fast. I was always told that I have a decent kind of content and I should just keep working at it, so I did it. And now there's a small audience. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. Pleasure to have you guys here. I enjoy it. But I never thought it would get this big, I guess. The answer ultimately is no. Okay, so Rev asks me, here's a question for you, Mr. Streamer. With all this sudden growth, do you feel like you are suddenly on a much higher pedestal than you were previously? After all, going from 500 to 10K in just a few days is a bit of a culture shock. I'm 34K now. Yes. Answer is yes. I feel more pressure to edit a little bit more cleanly. I put a little bit more effort into everything I do now with my edits. I feel like there's a lot more people that it's worth putting the effort forth for now. Like, I don't know, but I've always been fairly clean when it comes to comedy and stuff, so I haven't like shelled up in that way, and I haven't changed myself. I just feel like more of an obligation to be on time with the content and make the content actually good. Because there's been times where I was just like, all right, throw some fluff out there. I don't care. Nowadays, I want to deliver a product that's good. So. When will you stop being Mirage? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just cursed with sounding like him forever, so I guess never. I mean, I might stop doing the videos eventually, but not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I really, really, really like the character. He's fun. He's a fun character. Because again, he's basically me. Basically me. 100%. Echo24 asks, how old are you and why? Stop. Echo. Stop. All right, well. Your damn username just activated my Amazon, so I'm upset. I'm 23 because reasons. I don't find what kind of question is that? Why? Where did your name come from? Gen X Gravy asks. My username came from Gears of War 2, a little video game made by Gearbox quite a few years ago now. When I was about 12 years old, I decided I would watch a playthrough of the entire game, the single player of Gears of War 2, and I watched it. I saw a mission where there was this hail that was razor sharp, and if you walked outside for too long, you get cut up and die. And I thought that name sounded so cool in my head, TheRazorHail, and I just stuck with it since then. Like I had it since when I was 12. Made it my gamer tag whenever I got that. I don't know when that was, but I made it my gamer tag then, and I stuck with it since then. So, dear Razor, oh so haily RazorHail of the RazorHail YouTube, Twitch, Tumblr, and other platform channel. How does one razor the hail? And do you prefer your paper shaken or stirred? I read that right? Paper, really? Nah, but seriously, what does gold taste like? You would know, right? You mean like the metal? What the? Dude, stop. Get out of here. It's one of my mods, by the way, on the Discord and on my Twitch, so let that be known. Next question by the same person. My mod, Squiddy Cheese. What's your address? What other interests do you have outside of voice acting, live streaming, and video creating? Is it bad that those are the things that I truly am interested in? Like, this is what I want to do, but it doesn't really pay that well yet, but it will eventually. It will eventually. It's what I want to do. This is my hobby. Like, I turned something that, like a skill that I was already honing, a craft, trolling people in games with a voice, and I turned it into content. And it turns out I love editing, and I love creating something. So, they kind of lined up on that one. Do you play VR chat? And if so, would you be willing to do a meetup one day there? I don't really play VR chat anymore. I used to. I had a past with VR chat. I feel it's like such a weird game. I quit the game because of the people who were in it. They're very strange lot. And I only ever played it for the voice impressions anyway. And there was a lot of toxic people in that game. Trust me, there was a lot of toxic people in that game. I couldn't handle it after a while. And but yeah, I mean, I'd be open to it. Sure, like the game within just a controlled environment where we didn't fight you. Yeah, I'm down. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I just don't know when. Bring it out with the mods, maybe. Maybe one day we could do it. Just not anytime super soon. Just letting you know. It's Ace says, will you ever cosplay as Mirage? Yes, I will. Once I hit 300 subs on Twitch. That's the goal. or at least for right now, that's what I want to do. Because I want to get in shape beforehand, and 300 subs is supposed to take a while. So I made a little bit of a longer goal so I can get there. But yes, I will eventually. Just not right now. It's gonna be like a $300 cosplay. Like, it's gonna be good. Like, why would we settle for less? XR71013. Can you do any character, or is it what your voice allows? So, in my head, I always try to say, basically anyone can do impressions. Like, anyone could do some, but any given voice has a certain range to it. And my range just so happens to be a little bit more flexible than most, but I can't do everything. I can't, but I can get close. Some voices I'm just more suited to doing, such as Mirage. I already sound like it, so it helps. It helps. Okay, it's really not that much of an impression, if I was being totally honest with you. But in general, the answer to the question is no. It's more like it's just what my voice allows, which is what the vocal range is. That all makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at explaining things. Why did you start doing YouTube? I started doing YouTube because I was on Twitch for a good while when I was just a streamer, and I thought, hey, let's try to spread the good word of my channel via YouTube, because it's a lot more of a discoverable platform because of the algorithms and stuff. So I decided to start putting stuff on here, and this stuff here took off way more than everything else did. It because of the algorithm. Like, there's so many people that have been here because of that, but also because people share stuff. It's a combination of just about everything, I'd say, but that helps. But yeah, I started doing YouTube because I wanted to grow, essentially. Yes, I am.